I will give you more information. Otherwise, just presenting the slide is totally boring. It's like a normal lecture. I don't want to give the normal lecture. So purely interactive. Otherwise, I will find out someone to ask us if you not answer. Yeah? Okay. So now tell me why most of the industries now they are focusing AI development. It's like the ChatGPT. Okay, the open city industries and Intel, NVIDIA process now. Elon Musk also they are developing the new AI topology, the GPT algorithms. Now China there are plenty of GPTs are there. Why? What is the main objective? Why they are focusing now? First of all, you should know what is AI. You said artificial intelligence. Okay, so now we have intelligence, yes or no? As a human, we have intelligence. It's not only for intelligence, nothing but it is not your marks. Is a marks it is a empty, that is a waste paper. Okay, there is no use in future. Okay, what is intelligent? That's why I said it's not in terms of marks. So what is intelligent? In terms of thinking. Okay. So anyone from the last one? You know, it is knowledge. Okay. Is anybody else? Another. You are from? Okay, yeah, tell me. What is intelligence? I am not asking artificial intelligence. So what is intelligence? So whether its answer is correct or wrong is no worry about that. Just to convey your message. Informations. Okay. Then anyone?
Solves the problem.
Something to solve the problem is here. Good. Anybody this side? Last one. Logically thinking. Okay. Good. So you people are giving some answers. So information, knowledge, and logical thinking. Then what you say? Problem. Yeah, it's a very good answer. It's a problem solving skills. Okay, these are the skill set you have. Okay, so sometimes some people, some students, they are very much interested in particular course. Okay, so which course you are very much interested? You know, you are easy background. Which course? You are second year. Okay, what are the courses now? That's a subject. What are the subjects? Network theory. Signals and systems. Okay, good. Which subject you like very much? Network theory. Why?
It's important for solving the circuits.
So, okay, anybody else? Yes. BMSI. Okay, good. Then? IoT technologies. Good. Emperor system. Analog computation. Okay. Then, so why you have the interest in the course? For job, huh? Okay, no. So you are attracted the course. Okay. So now the artificial intelligence. So as a human, we have the intelligence is based on your knowledge. How we will get the knowledge? So you learn many things. It's not only the course. So whatever it is, your life skills or technical skill, whatever it is. So you have to learn from your parents or your family members and faculties, from even your friends. Okay, you learn something. It's based on the learning. There is a knowledge. There is a information. You are collecting information from your surrounding. That's a learning process. Based on the learning process, you have some knowledge to solve the problem. Yes. So this is our human being. Okay. Now, what is artificial intelligence? As a human, we have brain, huh? How many of them accept that? No one. We have brain? That's why I'm asking, how many of them accept that? If you have brain, just raise your hand. Otherwise, yes. Okay. Very few. So, okay, no problem. It's a very simple one. So, there is your brain. From using the brain, you have to get the knowledge, gather the knowledge and information, and based on the informations, you are solving the problem. It's a particular situation, based on the particular situation. Now, how the artificial intelligence work? Based on coding. As a human, we have the capability to learn something and get the information or knowledge. Okay, now artificial intelligence means how we will get the knowledge. Human feeding the informations. Okay. So very simple. The artificial intelligence is nothing but it will mimic like a human being. So, okay. So very simple one. AI technology is nothing but it will mimic like a human brain. Okay, we are going to mimic like a human brain. Okay, so what is the explanations? Okay, before that we will go the overview of my presentation. So first I am going to give the introduction of what is machine learning and the types of machine learning and deep learning algorithms. We are going to discuss, touch upon the deep learning algorithm introductions. Then neural network. Finally, few applications is related to our engineering field. Okay. The first one, what is AI? So what is the difference between the two diagrams? This is the human. Okay, this is human. This is robot. There is a machine. Okay, any machine. Okay, so what the process going on there? It's a thinking. So human thinking. At the same, the robot also thinking. How? So that's the definition. So what is the artificial intelligence? Someone or something has to have a brain, or in other words, we can call it as an organ that enables someone or something to learn, understanding things, to solve problem and to make decision. So how you are learning, based on your informations, based on your learning knowledge, there is a knowledge. How you are going to apply your knowledge to solve the particular problem in various situations or various environmental conditions. Okay, so these are the things. The same one, it will mimic like a human brain. It is called AI. Okay, artificial intelligence. So how to identify the artificial intelligence? So any example, day by day example. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are using AI technologies. Okay, any example? ChatGPT. Okay, then GPTs. That's a full GPTs. Then anything else? So day by day life. Any idea? No idea. So what are the applications? So knowingly or unknowingly we are using that. Well, otherwise they have forced us to use. So any examples? GPTs. So whatever ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot, whatever it is, the GPTs. Okay, then. Huh?
Broke, sir. Broke.
So application. GPT. So that's why GPTs are the GPTs. Other than that.
Automatic cars.
Automatic
Cars.
cars.
Self-driving.
Self-driving, autonomous driving. Okay, autonomous vehicle. Okay. Autonomous vehicle we are not using now. I am asking about day by day life. Alexa. Okay. So very good answer. Alexa. Is a mobile assistance. Mobile human assistance. Alexa, Siri. So whatever it is. Okay. Then. Anything? So how many of them using Netflix, Amazon Prime, then YouTube? How many of them using? So how the AI working there? Any idea? Check it. I will let you know later. How to do that. First, how to identify so whether the system is AI or not. So someone is developed the model. Okay, so they are claiming this is AI. But how do you identify whether it is AI or not? So we have some set of rules. Okay, so first one is the learning process. That system should have capability to learn the informations. Okay, that is the first condition. The next one is the reasoning. So based on the information, so whatever they gain the knowledge, so you will be able to manipulate the information in various ways. Okay, that's why you are learning something from your family members or faculty in your environmental conditions. Okay, then how you are going to apply that information in various ways. Okay, that is the reasoning. The next one is understanding. So what is understanding? So once you are applying your knowledge, okay, some result will come. So whether you are applying your knowledge is correct or not is a different way. Okay, whatever you are applied, finally some end result will be there. So at the time we have to identify whether the results, the information is not manipulated or not. Okay, the next one is cracking the truth. So once if a result is coming, so we need to validate whether the result is correct or not. Okay, the next one is, so we are going to use this in the relationship, how it will work. Okay, that's why they said, like how validate the data interact with other data. So once if you are applying your knowledge, some results are came, then the result is validated with someone or yourself, then you have to compare with the other person. So example, I asked two students to solve a particular problem. Okay, so both are have the same knowledge. Okay, they are solved the problem. Okay, some results are there, the answers. So we need to validate, and I am going to compare with the other data, how it is working or not. So this is another important one. Then consider the meaning. So what is the consider the meaning? What they said? So now the two students, they solve the problem. Okay, based on the knowledge. Okay, example they say networking. So if I ask him to solve the networking problem, okay, so he follows some other books. Okay, if I give some other books, okay, some problems I given to him, whether he is able to solve or not. Okay, he follows some author. He solved all the problems in the book. Okay, he able to solve all the problem. If I ask some questions in the exam out of from the whatever he follow the book, reference book, at the time I am going to check whether he able to solve the problem. Okay, that's why they said apply the truth of particular situation in a manner considered to the relationship. Okay, then another important one is your informations, where you are collected the information, whether it is authorized or not. So someone is given the YouTube. So most of the YouTube videos are fake. How many of them accepted? Whether it is anyone is said this is the original content. So whatever you have the content, you can just upload it. Whether it's correct or not, none of them worry about that. Okay, so from here very important one, whenever you are going to provide the training of the system, we have to use only authorized data set. Okay, that is the important one. At the same time, the data set should be enough for develop the AI design. Okay, if you provide very small information. Okay, so example he studied 5 units. So out of 5 units, he studied only 4 units. Okay, I ask all the questions in the 50 unit now. Fail. Yes. So at the same time, so we need to provide the enough information for develop the AI. Okay, so we need to follow these steps. Then only we can call as the system is AI. Understand? Okay. So now the history of AI. So first we have to develop logics. Okay, there are 0, 1. Okay, then using the logic, there is a binary 0, 1. So we are applied for our controller. Okay, the next one we have to move on the early algorithm. Then expert system. What is the expert system? Any idea? Any idea about the export system? What is the export? What do you mean by export? So you are the VLSI, na? Are you expert in VLSI? Huh? Yes. So you are the expert. So if you know A to Z of the area, particular area in your subject or in your department, so you are the expert. So what is the expert system? So the expert only can develop the model. So it's called as a expert system. So others they can't do develop the model. Okay. So next one is neural network. So slowly we are introducing the neural network. That is the artificial neural network. What do you mean neuron? What do you mean neuron? How many neurons in your body? Any idea? Millions. Okay, it's correct answer. Okay, so everything. So neuron. So all the communications, whatever we are speaking here, that the signal will reach in your ear, then it will goes to your brain. Okay, see how fast your neurons are working. Whether you are working or not, but your neurons are working. Okay, if your neurons are not working, that's all. The communication break. Okay, so how we are going to develop artificial neural networks? Okay, they are introducing the artificial neural network, then machine learning algorithm. Finally, now we are discussing about the deep learning. Nowadays is the most transfer learning algorithm. Okay, this is up to the year the 60s, 70s and 2012. Then at present, 2012 to present, we have the deep learning. Now most of the places we are using transfer learning. Okay, I will explain what is transfer learning. Okay, so now how to classify AI? How to classify? So any idea? The classification of AI? So okay. So how many of them see the film Endiran 1? Endiran 1, Endiran 2. First Endiran 1. How many of them? Please guys, I'll ask question from the film. Endiran 1. Rajini film. Superstar. How many of them seen the film? Yes sir? No. So what is the last dialogue? Of city dialogue. City robo. So whenever the city robo is dismantled, then it will be in some museum. Some school students are asking the question to the city robo, why you are dismantled? Huh? It start thinking. Okay, that is a yeah. The missing start thinking. So now so we are in the trouble in our future. So last 1 week, so we are facing some issue from the AI. Okay, the father of AI he said the AI, whatever we are developing the AI, they are creating own language to interact with other AI. That own language, as a human, we come to understand. This is the issue now is going on. So we don't know what is the future. So we don't have any regulatory body to control the development of AI. So once they start communicated, I think the Terminator 3, you know the film, Terminator. So what is the advantage of the Terminator 3? There is a two robo, super intelligence robo. Terminator film. So what is the main advantage of the Terminator? From their self-healing. So once it is a damage any part, automatically they can create the new. Okay, we come to destroy the robot. So many things are there. Whenever they start communicating, we come to control our AI. Okay, so now we are very careful whenever you are going to use your AI technologies. Okay, so now the classification, generally the three categories. One is a weak AI. So weak AI means it's not weak in performance. Okay, weak AI is nothing but, so we are going to use only for particular application. So like how we are using the mobile assistants, human assistants, Alexa, Steve. Okay, that's a weak intelligence. Weak intelligence means it will use only for the particular application. Okay, the next one is strong intelligence. The strong intelligence nowadays we are using GPTs. It's a strong intelligence, it's a general intelligence. We get Gen AI. Okay, so we can use that intelligence for different applications. The next one is our super intelligence. The super intelligence is like our Terminator in the terms of as of now in the film only. So we are in under research. Once the research is completed, that's all. So we don't have any work. We will already. So most of the IT industries, they are start using the AI technologies for writing the codings. Okay, people are luckily in EC department, so you have more future in the field of semiconductors. Because without semiconductor, AI can't work. Okay, so you can, in semiconductor and VLSI applications, embedded systems, you have more features. Okay. Now we will come to the machine learning. What is machine learning? Now you answer it. Because the diagram is there. Answer. What is machine learning? Hmm? This is the answer. What is the machine learning? Robo start learn. That's it. So we are the machine will start learning. For what? Why the machine want to learn? Hmm? So anyone? Why the machine wants to learn? It's like this is our online class. Yes? Yes or no? So whenever you are studying online, like this, the best one. So what is the machine learning? The same. Machine start learn. That means it start learning and get the more informations. Okay. So what are the day-by-day life? We are using the machine learning applications or AI technologies, knowingly or unknowingly. The first one is spam filtering your email. From the email, then true colors. So we are using that. The next one is fraud detection. Then web advertisement. So web advertisement, whenever you move on the YouTube or something else, is based on your history. Some advertisements are coming. Example in your Amazon. Okay, if you are purchasing anything, okay, based on your previous purchasing history, daily 6 o'clock they will send one message in your mail. Today is a new product recommended to you. It's a product recommendation by AI. Then video recommendation, even in your YouTube. So you have one login, another your friend have another login. So both are same screen? No, because you are based on your history, it will recommend the new videos. Okay, there is a video recommendations. Then web searches. Now no one use the Google direct GPTs. Movie recommendation. So like our Amazon Prime or Netflix. So whatever it is, it will recommended video. Big screen is there. Recommended video. It's based on your history. The machine will learn from you. Your activities will learn your activities. Okay, how many of them you said I have privacy, sir? I have backup privacy. How many of them said? No one. Someone is watching us. So even if you are using Google account, okay, someone is always tracking you. So where you are, your locations, so everything they are tracked. Okay, so nowadays no privacy is there. Okay, because of the technologies. Okay, the next one, postal mile routing, then vehicle driver assistance, whatever is the autonomous vehicle. Now we are not using autonomous vehicle in our Indian roads, but Indian roads not suitable as of now, because our road condition is not that much level, as well as our people are not following the traffic rules. Okay, so now, we are using only ADAS. That means Advanced Driver Assistance System with the support of AI. So now, if you are going to purchase any vehicle, okay, so more than that means more than 10 lakh plus. Okay, from there is ADAS level 1, ADAS level 2, ADAS level 3 supporting vehicles. Okay. Finally, speech recognition for your mobile phones. Now we have the face detection, as well as fingerprint. Okay, all of the technologies we are knowing and unknowingly we are using for AI technologies. Okay. Now we will go inside the machine learning. So what are the steps? How to learn machine learning? So up to the previous slide only introduction. Why we are getting to machine learning. So now what are the steps? So if you want to learn machine learning, otherwise if you want to develop any machine learning algorithm, so what are the process I need to do? Okay, the first one is a data gathering. So just you can link with your the 7 points. Okay, so first one is a data gathering. That means what? We are going to collect all the informations. Okay, you should have all the information before start any project or any algorithm development. Okay, the next one is pre-processing data. Okay, from here the data is very important one. If you have not processed your data, so like your engine film, the version 2, if you are feed bad data, the system also it will work like a engine 2 version 2. Okay, so be careful, deals with your data set. Okay, so data pre-processing is another important area. So data pre-processing. So most of the CS students said data mining and the data processing is there. Okay, what is exactly? So what is the data pre-processing? So most of the second year, third year students, okay, I will explain it. So data pre-processing is nothing but, example, we have some Excel data. Okay, it's an Excel file. Okay, so we have to check all the columns. All the columns means, example, in your data set size is 10 cross 100, 10 features, 100 data. Okay, features means label, means name, the first column name. Say example 1. Then student mark. Mark means each subjects. Okay, like that is a 10 columns, 100 students. Example 100 data. Okay, from that Excel sheet, I need to check all the values are filled or not. So otherwise, any data is empty. Any cells are empty. So that is called, we have to identify the none data set. So we have to identify the none data. Then we have to fill the data. Okay. Then after that, we have to identify any missing information. That means missing information. Otherwise, is outliers. So example in your age. So now I think some students are 90, 20. Okay. Instead of 20, someone add one more zero. So that's a human mistake. So added one more zero. Your age is 200. No, so these are the data. So otherwise, someone is cut 2 zeros. So only 2. So these are the outliers. Okay, we have to identify the outliers and remove the outliers from your data set. So these are the processes called data pre-processing. Okay, so this is the second step. Then third step, we are going to choosing the model. So what is the model? So example, in the machine learning algorithm, there are 3 categories. Okay, generally we are using first one is supervised and unsupervised. Another one is reinforcement learning. So generally we are using the supervised learning where there are 2 main applications. One is regression, that is we are going to predict the future values. That's the numerical values. Another one is for the classification, to classify based on the nature. So example from here, boys and girls separately, we can I don't know. So you belong which college? Okay. So generally what I think. So here this girls this much and boys this much. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to classify in terms of your college, okay, different colleges are there. So I'm going to grouping the students. It's based on the unique in nature. Okay. These are the classification. Another one is clustering. Okay, so cluster is unsupervised learning. Then one more is the reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is nowadays more popular for the robotics and navigation from one place to another place. Okay, so now then we are going to choose the model for what application. So regression means what type of regression, which algorithm I need to use. Okay, so like that I am going to choose the model. So after that, what I need to do? I need to provide the training based on your collected information. Okay, I need to provide training for the system. So after the training, what I need to do? To evaluate whether the system is working properly or not. After the evaluate, so what I am going to do? Let's say example in your examinations. Okay, so first 1 or 2 units. It's a midterm exam or periodical 1 or periodical 2. So midterm exam there is a 2 units. The first 2 units, the faculty members give information. So based on the students, you will get the mark less or more. That is a different. Okay, so the 1 month is the training for the 2 units. Okay, after that we are evaluated with the exam. Okay, if you are scoring good, no issue. If you are secure the score is less, what we need to do? We have to conduct the special classes. We have to concentrate more to improve your score. So like that, is after the evaluation of our machine learning technologies, then we are going to hyperparameter tuning. If you are not perform well, the system is not perform well, I need to tune our hyperparameters. Okay, we have some technologies are there in machine learning. We are using the technologies to tune our hyperparameters. Okay, hyperparameters is nothing but our coefficients of the formula. So I will let you know whenever go in depth. Okay, after the hyperparameter tuning, then only I am going to apply whether it is satisfied. So error is reduced. Otherwise, the error is reached at the threshold level. Then only I am going to deploy in our real-time applications. Okay, otherwise I am repeating the process. Okay, I will let you know. So this is the type of machine learning. So what is it? These two. There are 2 robots. So one instructor. Tell me. There are 2 robots are there. So one is it will listen the class. Another one is this robot. What is the activity is going on here? Reading. So it's not ready to listen the class, but it will learn by own. So that's why it's called, this is learned by the instructor. Otherwise any trainer is called supervised learning. It's called supervised learning. This one learned by themselves. Okay, it's a unsupervised learning. There are mainly 2 types of the machine learning. One is supervised, another one is unsupervised learning. Okay. So what are the applications? So general applications. Example from this is the machine learning. From here, first one is supervised learning. Under the supervised learning, there are 2 major applications. One is the regression, another one is classification. So what is the regression? That means we are going to predict the future values. That's a numerical values. Okay, it's a continuous value. It's not discrete. It's a continuous value. Okay, so from here we have example of weather predictions and stock market predictions. Okay, it's like that. It's a future values. Okay, then that's why they said the population growth predictions, estimation like then market forecasting, weather forecasting. So these are the things. So we are using for regression type application. Another one is classification. Already I said the classification of the students. And that means the grouping of the students based on the unique nature. Okay. So from here identify for reductions, image classifications, consumer retention and diagnostics. So these are the classification algorithm. Now we move for the unsupervised. From here, the unsupervised again the two major categories. One is the clustering, another one is dimensional reduction method. Okay, so what is the clustering? So from here, unsupervised learning. Okay, so what is the first thing we should know? What is the difference between supervised and unsupervised? So supervised means, so whatever the data, you know what is input, what is output. Okay, the supervised learning means you know what input, example in your data set, you know the label of the data set, then you know what is the input, what is the output. From here we are not saying output is a target. Okay, but unseen data, so unsupervised data is nothing but unlabeled data set. So unlabeled data set means the labels, like I said, a student name, your name, and the subject name, and your mark. From that, the top column is missing. Top row is missing. That means you don't know. So what is the data? You don't know what is the data of input and what and target also. So a very blindly one. That's why it's called, whenever it deals with that kind of the data, it's called unsupervised learning. Okay. Then one more, the reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning, we are not feeding any data for the learning purpose. It will learn by the event. Okay, so how many are from Chennai background? Are you coming from? Last one, no. Are you coming from? Madurai. Okay. Did you visit Hyderabad? No. So example, now I drop him in Hyderabad. Ask him to go to the film city. Otherwise, not film city, the one more city is there. The city name, Finance City. Finance City or Finance District? Andhra Pradesh? Hyderabad? From here? No. There's a Finance District. Okay, I will ask him to go to the Finance District. Is it possible? No? You don't have any mobile phone. There is no Google Map. Huh? Not possible. Why? Language problem. You know Telugu. Then, money. Have the money also in the account. How we will reach? So okay, I will from here. You are in Madurai. Okay. So now I ask you to go EA, Express Avenue. Okay. Did you use any Google Map? Why? You know the route. Okay. So there are very simple one. So reinforcement learning is nothing but I am the new. Okay, I need to reach one place. It's an unknown place. For me, the route is I don't know the route. How to reach the place. Okay. So what is the possibilities? I don't have the mobile phone. Now we have the mobile phone to Google Map. So most of the time the Google Map, you know how it will show the route. Okay. So we don't have any more Google Map. How to reach the place? So I will ask someone. So what is the way to reach the place? Okay. So if he gives the correct answer, I can reach easily. Yes or no? So example, I need to go from here to EA. What is the route? How to go? எப்படி போவா இங்க இருந்து EA போகணும்னா பஸ்ல ஏறி உட்காந்துருவேன் அதான் போய் இறங்கிடுவேன் ஏர்லைன்ஸுக்கு போய் அங்க அங்க ஒரு ஏர்போர்ட் தனியா கட்டியிருக்காங்களா metro. Okay, you are going to metro and then you are going to get out from the particular place. Okay, the route, I am asking you for route. I'm not asking about the transport. How to go? What are the places you have crossed? எந்தெந்த வழியா போவ எந்தெந்த ஏரியாவை கிராஸ் பண்ணுவேன் சென்ட்ரல் மெட்ரோ ஓகே இங்க இருந்து சென்ட்ரல் ஓகே okay good anyone no தெரியுமா anyone so அவ்வளவு தூரம் போக வேண்டாம் so VR mall கே போலாம் okay from here the nearest place VR mall okay how to reach the VR mall on straight road Coimbatore after the Coimbatore left reach the VR mall okay one more way is there so any other way to reach VR mall this is the shortest route so any other route Anna Nagar West area okay Anna Nagar West Tirumangala போயிட்டு அங்க இருந்து ரைட் எடுத்து இங்க வந்துருவ okay then bridge area போயிட்டு ஷார்ட்டா போயிடு then so these are the informations okay how to reach the your distinctions in the shortest way that means so we have the multi agents in the reinforcement learning so we have the multi agents so now the agents means what someone you are asking the route if they give the correct answer so we say reward if they give the wrong answer you want to go the VR mall otherwise you are reach the forum mall na that's a wrong that's a reward and failure is based on that it will learn from the event that's a reinforcement learning from the reinforcement learning we are not providing any data set for the learning it will learn from the event okay so that's why mainly we are using robot navigations and skill acquisitions and the game AI so these are the main application for reinforcement learning okay now this is the supervised learning so we have the classification of both regression and classification so regression we have many regression types are there so first generally we are using the linear data that is a linear regression model so linear regression is a very simple one what is the line equation formula y is equal to mx plus c okay there is a simple line equation the same equations we are going to use for the linear regression so whenever the data set is linear then we have to apply the linear regression to predict the future value so unfortunately our engineering applications are not linear in nature okay so how to use then how to predict the future value we are using polynomial regression it's a polynomial degree okay that's what after the break we will discuss about the codings okay how the linear regression is work and how polynomial regression is work in a single data set then classifications the next one is the classifications the classifications we have many algorithms they start from the logistic regression so logistic regression is a binary class at the same time we can apply for the multi-class also then KNN k nearest neighbor algorithm then SVM support vector machine decision tree random forest so those are we are using for classification as well as regression also okay so first linear regression so how we are going to deal with the data okay the first we have collected some data set okay then pre-processing is completed after the pre-processing so we need to do the data normalization this is a very important one is data normalization. What do you mean data normalization? Why we need to do? What do you mean normalization? Example, anyone? Same value. So example, column 1 is the minimum value and minimum value is 0, maximum value 100. It's not like that for all the columns. Okay, different values are there in your Excel data. Okay, we can't feed the same data to our machine. Okay, so I need to do the data normalization. Okay, they are using minimax method. Another one is Z-score method. Okay, minimax method means if you know the value. Example, mark means we know 0 to 100. So we know what is the minimum value? 0. Maximum mark is 100. Another column is the temperature. So what is the minimum temperature and maximum temperature? Is it based on the environment condition? Okay, we can identify this is the minimum, these are maximum. So day by day it will be different. Okay, in these situations we can apply the minimax application. So we are using Z-score normalization. So Z-score normalizations, we have the formula. That's the x value minus x mean divided by standard deviation of x. Okay, if you apply the formula, we have to convert into original data set into normalized data set. So once if you have normalized all the columns, then we have moved into training process. Okay, how to train the process? Before that, we have to identify y. I said now y is equal to mx plus c. So what is m? What is c? M is slope. C is intercept. Okay, so we have the statistical approach. So we have to identify what is m and c. If we have a small data. Okay, if we have a very large data, is it possible with the using of the statistics? It's a very lengthy process. So what we are doing in machine learning algorithm, we are going to assign the initial value of m and c, slope and intercept, is a 0. Okay, then if you apply the m equal to y is equal to mx plus c, okay, if you apply x is equal to 0 and c is equal to 0, now what is y? 0. Okay, so this is the predicted value is 0, actual value is there. So now we compare the predicted and actual value, the error is very high. So example, actual value is 10, your predicted value is 0, what is the error? Actual minus predicted, what is the error? Actual value 10, predicted value is 0, what is the error? 10, there is a maximum error. Okay, so now in this condition, we are going to introduce gradient descent rule to learn. This is the main part of the machine learning. From this algorithm only to learn our machine to reduce the loss function. Okay, this is a very simple one. What is gradient descent rule? So gradient descent rule is nothing but so like a U type, the waveform. Okay, so from here the loss function, y-axis is the loss, x-axis is the data is the values. Okay, so now we have to move one by one point. Okay, to reach the 0, the error 0, loss function equal to 0. From there, how we are going to do the loss function equal to 0 means the partial derivative equal to 0. Okay, now from here, how to move the points from the top error to lower? Okay, that is the learning rate is alpha. So alpha generally we use 0.01 to 1. Okay, if you use 1, the computation is very fast, but it does not reach your target. If you use the alpha value minimum value, so 0.01, it will move step by step and will reach your target. Say example, you are in some mountain. Okay, full dark, no model, no torchlight, nothing. Okay, you want to come down. How you are? You are putting the long step or small step? Hmm? Why not long step? Huh? So the same principle for gradient descent rule, we are not give the large value of learning rate. We are not given. So we are give only small value of learning rate to learn small inches. Then it will reach the target. That's the target is large function equal to 0. Okay, this is the process. Continuously we are doing. There is a number of approaches. Okay, it's 1,000 or 10,000 or lakhs is based on the data set to reach the 0 value, otherwise threshold value. Okay, this is the important area. Okay, so this is the, after this process only we are going to predict the values. Okay, so now how to provide the training? So after the normalizations, we have the data set. Say example 100 data set. Already we have discussed 100. How to provide the data? So all data to the machine learn, otherwise some particular data only the machine will learn. For the training purpose. So example we have some thumb rule, 70-30%, 70% for training, 30% for testing, otherwise 80% for training, 20% for testing. So I am going to provide only for 70% of data for the machine for training. After complete the training, I am using the remaining data for the testing. Okay. Then after training and testing, so we have to so after the how to evaluate. So we have some metrics are there. Evaluation metrics is called root mean square error, mean absolute error, then mean square error, R square value. There are 4 important parameters we are using for evaluate your model for regression, not for classification, for regression. So once the training, after complete your training also I am going to check what is the root mean square error, root absolute error, root mean square error, then R square values. R square is not an error. Okay, how many data are fit in the line? So we are measuring that. It's a residual sum of the data. Okay. So how to measure this? Sorry, these are the measurements for the training side. Your data is perfectly fit the training side. Okay. Root mean square error very low. Absolute error also very low. The R square value it will reach 1. That's 100%. Okay. The next step is a testing. So whenever you are going to apply for the testing, if the evaluation metrics also reach the same data, that means R square value is at least 0.9 or 0.95, root mean square also there is a less value now, your model is perfect. Otherwise, your training, your model is performed well, under testing is not performed, means we have the issue in the data. That means your data, the bias and variance is not balanced. High bias is a underfitting, high variance leads to overfitting issue. Okay, so most of the times we are facing the overfitting problems. So that's why from the whatever we are discussing now, the same one we are going to do in your hands-on training. That's why without the slide I explain it here. Okay. Then how to manage the bias and variance of your data. Okay, normally the gradient descent rule, you should give the full freedom to update M and C value, the coefficients value. There is no control. So that's the reason sometimes it leads to overfitting. Okay, now I need to control the overfitting, means we have some regularization. So generally we have 3 types of regularization. One is L1, L2, another one is elastic. That is the L1 is a lasso, L2 is a ridge, and L1 plus L2 is called elastic regularization. So what is the regularization? So regularization gives give some penalty to control the growth of MNC values. That's the coefficient values. Okay, so most of the applications we are using the regularization method. Otherwise, we can't control the growth of the coefficients. Okay, so these are the things we are doing for the regression type application. Now, classifications. So, classifications also generally we have the different applications are there. One is logistic regressions, means the same regression formula we are going to identify the probability using sigmoidal. So, from here the probability, what is the maximum probability? Maximum probability 1, minimum 0. So from here the probability of the data set 0 to 1. Okay, we need to convert. That's why we are using logistic regression sigmoidal function. So the sigmoidal function, what is the formula? 1 divided by 1 plus e power minus x. Okay, it will help you to whatever the changes, the x value minus infinity to plus infinity, it will control the output is 0 to 1. Okay, that is the reason we are using sigmoidal function for logistic regression. Okay, so after that we are going to identify the loss functions. Then we are going to update the parameter coefficients with the support of gradient descent rule. Okay, then finally the classifications. We are using the root mean square value, R square value for regression. From here we are going to develop the confusion matrix. We are to develop the confusion matrix. From the matrix we have the true positive, false positive, true negative, false negative and true negative. So there are the columns are there. From the column we have to identify accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score and sensitivity. So these are the information we are collected from the confusion matrix. Okay, this is the classification and regression types. Okay, it's a comparison. Okay, the next one is clustering. So unsupervised learning. So already I said now it will deals with the unlabeled data set. From here we are using k-means algorithm. Most of the time we are using k-means algorithm. Then reinforcement learning, how the robotic cheetah is moved from the path one place to another place. So we have multiple agent sensors. So we have multiple sensors. It will collect the information from the sensors. Then it will move from one way to another place. Okay. Then another one is deep learning algorithm. It's a very complex. It's not an easy network. Generally, in the artificial neural network, there are one input layer and one hidden layer. Another one is output layer. Okay. So whenever we move to the deep learning algorithm, it's a hidden layers. They start from more than 100 plus. It's very complicated in nature for solving the problem and designing the networks. Okay, but its performance is very good compared to machine learning algorithm. Then transfer learning. So like us. So transfer learning means is already someone provide the training for the machine. Okay, from the using the large data set, it will provide the training. The data set is ready for particular work task. Okay, so transfer learning means we are going to transfer the information from sophisticated network into lower network. Just transfer the information for done the particular job. Okay.
Now you can go for a short break. Okay.
किधर है It's live. Custom for that.
That is first priority for other colleagues. Next our if there is
Okay, from the impulse system, we have to identify the vibration of the motor. Okay, based on the vibration of the motor, we have to identify whether the motor is working good or any fault is there. Okay, so first you have to collect the information from the embedded system, the sensors, the vibration sensors. Okay, so from here it's a very simple data. So only few data sets are there. Okay, so there are vibrations 2.8. The corresponding failure rate 0. 0 means it's working good. Okay, 1 means we have the failure in the system. Okay, so 2.8 corresponding failure rate is 0. 2.5 is 0. 4.01, 5.51, and 1.80 and 3.2 0. This is for, don't write, this is a 11-page problem. Okay, just I give you the data. This is for the input information. Input. Okay, the sensor input. This is your target. This is the actual output. Okay, so now how we are going to do the data processing? Now I have the data based on the sensor. I collected the information. So now I am going to split up training and testing. Okay, from here, the out of 6, I am going to collect the four data as the training and 2 data for the testing. So after that, what I said, data normalization. So this is the data normalization method. Okay, first one I am going to identify what is the mean value of the training data, not for the testing data. Okay, only I am going to consider training data and identify what is the mean. Then I am going to identify the standard deviation of the x. Okay, now I am going to apply the normalized value for x value. Why I am not considered y means already the values are 0, 1 is a binary. Okay, from here I don't want to say repeated values 0, 1 or 1, 0. So I don't want to do here any normalization. Okay, but here these are unknown values, the different values are coming. So that's the reason I'm going to normalize the data. Once if you are normalized, so whatever you are developing the algorithm is a generalized one. Okay, otherwise it will work only for your data set. Whenever you are going to implement this algorithm to hardware, it is not working in the real-time data. Okay, that's the reason very important on the normalization method using Z-scope. So based on the training data, from the training I have x and x mean and the standard deviation. And the same value I am using for the testing data normalization. Okay, I am not using all the 6 data for the mean value and the standard deviation. I am using only for training data. Why? Once if I use all the data for the mean and the standard deviation means the information will leak to our system. Okay, there is a reason I am not allowed to leak the information of the testing information. So that's why I am going to use only for the training data set for x mean and standard deviation for normalization. The same data set I am using for testing also. Okay, then after that we have the big matrix. This is a statistical approach. Okay, so normal equations. From here we are going to use the coefficient calculation x transpose into x whole inverse x transpose y. So once if you solve the problem, we get the coefficients of the two. There is a slope and the intercept. Okay, first one is intercept, second one is slope. So based on that, we are going to use the line equations. Y is equal to mx plus c. So here I have how we are written c plus m into x. So this value. So first I am going to check all the training data, whether this equation is correct or not. Okay, our slope and intercepts are correct or not. Okay, this is a classification. So after I identify the y value, I am going to apply the probability with the support of sigmoidal function. Okay, the sigmoidal function 1 divided by 1 plus e power minus x. From here x is multiplied from here this value. So this value I am going to apply. So we get some answers. Okay, so like that. So I am going to repeat all the training data. Then testing data. Finally, I am going to find out the loss function. So main objective is we need to reduce all the loss of the data set. Okay, from here, so we have the big formula for the loss function. So loss function yi probability of xi equal to y into natural logarithm. This is a logit regression. So that's why we are going to log. So natural logarithm of probability of x plus 1 minus y natural logarithm of 1 minus probability of xi. Okay, so we have to apply the values. So I am going to identify same for the first one L1, L2, L3, L4 up to testing data. After that, so we have to identify the total loss from the training data. Okay, we have to identify what is the total loss. From here the total loss is too large, 0.5 some values. So I need to reduce the total loss. That's why I am going to use the dragging distance rule. Okay, so this rule we have to update our new M and C values with the support of this formula. C volt, whatever we are using the C, you obtain from the equation. Okay, that's alpha into partial derivative function of the C. From here, the alpha value is a loading rate. Generally, we are using 0.01. Okay, so once if you are update M and C, okay, now we have M and C values. Okay, now they said they give some values unseen data. Okay, means we have the test data, 6 data that we are using for training and testing. Now one more data we are going to introduce, the 7th data is unseen data. That means the training testing is not involved. Okay, that data we are going to evaluate whether how our system is perform or not. Okay, from there the unseen data I am going to use the 3.8 the vibration. Again I am going to convert into normalization methods. Using I need to convert into normal data. Then this data I am going to apply our proposed C values. Okay, then from here I get the value 0.567 for y. Then I am going to apply that y is a probability. So we get the value 0.631. So from here the logistic regression, from here we are consider the threshold is 0.5. If value is 0.5 or above 0.5, I am going to consider is 1. If the value is 0.5 below 0.5, I am going to consider as 0. Okay, from here if the value is above 0.5, so the result is 1. The system, the 3.8, the vibration is failure. Okay, this is why the classification is very simple data. But in your real-time problem, it's not 4 data. Okay, it's a very lengthy data. We will discuss now. How many of them are aware about Python? Python very well know. Yeah. So try to open your Anaconda navigator and launch Jupyter Notebook.
Okay, now.
साथ में जाएगा
Okay. Once if you open the new window, okay, before that, so you have to upload the data set. So whatever we shared with you is a data set electrode. So actually this problem is, so we are going to identify the electrode signal. Okay, we are collecting the IoT signal from the electrode. We have the example one stick is there. From the stick we have 10 different electrodes we are fixed. Okay, so we have to dip in your water. So the water we have the different pressure. Then top layer of the water is oil formed. Okay, from there we are going to identify based on the sensor input whether the water contaminant, the quality of the water is good or bad. Okay, that is what we are going to do that. Okay, we have 10 electrode sensors in your data set. So each electrode sensor will generate some signal. Okay, that signal we are going to analyze. Okay. So now you have to upload the, so whatever you have, we shared with you, the data set, just upload it. So near the new one upload button is there. So go to back the home screen. Upload. So whatever we shared with you, the WhatsApp, the CSV file, you should upload.
It is government app. அது வந்து exchange government.
Will you upload? So the next step, so go to the program. Okay, I will explain the program. Okay. From here, the Python we need libraries. Okay. So because we are going to do the different types of mathematical operations and the different type of plotting, it's a graph. When we want to generate a different type of graph, so we need libraries. Okay, the first 5 lines, so are libraries. The first one, the import pandas as PD. It's a pandas library which is used to deal data frame. That means whatever we have the Excel data, the CSV files. So whenever we are going to introduce the CSV files or Excel files or any data frame from the cloud, so the Panda library is must. Okay, that's why the first line is import pandas PD. Next one, the machine learning library is called sklearn. It's a machine learning library. So from machine learning library model, the first one is what I said, model selection, the data gathering. First one is the data gathering. Next one, data pre-processing. Models, data pre-processing, data setup, training and testing. That's why the next step is sklearn model selection. Import the train and the test. Okay, that is the second step. The third step, the sklearn pre-processing from the data normalization. That's why we are using a standard scalar, which is used for data normalization. The next line, the sklearn neighbor. From here we are going to use KNN algorithm, K nearest neighbor algorithm, which is deals with distance calculation, Euclidean or Manhattan distance calculations. Based on the Euclidean Manhattan distance calculation, we are going to ranking. Okay, I will let you know how they are ranked. Okay, the lowest distance rank 1, then next distance rank 2, like that. So 100 data set, 100 ranking. Okay, so we are going to ranking that one. Then finally, the confusion matrix. Because of classification, we are going to draw the confusion matrix. From the confusion matrix, we are going to calculate accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and sensitivity. Okay, these are the important metrics to identify whether our model is working or not. Okay. Okay, now the first step, load the data set. This is the library. Okay, now what we are going to start the program? Load the data set. So from here we are going to define the data frame equal to PD. So panda dot read CSV file. From the read CSV file, so whatever you have uploaded, and the same path we need to give here. So already the code is, it will come back from your whatever you uploaded in the navigator. Okay, so you don't worry about that. Otherwise, you have to go to the whatever you are uploaded, right click, copy path. Then you have to paste it here. Very simple, cut and paste. Okay, the next stage. From here we are going to the white space from the column names to avoid the hidden characteristics. So the most of the time, very rarely we are using this line. From here we are going to hidden the data set. Okay, the next one is print column to verify. This means, so whatever you have, they upload the data, few data are you going to print. The finally just for checking whether the whatever you uploaded data is correct or not. Otherwise, that is the path. So correctly you are choosing your file or not. Just you can cross check. Okay. The next one is from here we have to identify what is input, what is output. That's a target. From here we are going to find out this is the syntax, the colon comma colon minus 1, which is called all column extra last. So last column of the data set is our target. So the remaining columns are going to consider as the input of the system. Then y is the output. If you give this syntax, the last column is our target. Okay, so now we know what is x, what is y from your data set. Okay. The next step, we are going to split the data set. The 70-30 or 80-20. Okay, now how to split? The first one, x training data, x test data. Y training data, y test data. That means your input training data, output training data. Input test data, output test data. So from here, the trained test is split up. The train is split up x comma y. Test size is 0.3. Test size 0.3 means 30% of data we are going to take as a test data. So remaining 70% I am going to use for training. From here the random state. So 42. So 42 is the universal number. From here we are using for, because n number of times we are using this program. Okay, it's not only one time we are running the program. Multiple time we are running the program. So if you run multiple time, the selection of 70%, 30% data is randomized. Okay, first time run one data is select for testing and the training. Second time some other data. So we need to avoid that situation. So first run whatever was selected for training and testing, up to n number of run your program, the same training and testing data I need to use for the program. So that's the reason I am going to use random state 42. Okay, that's the important one. The next one is normalize the feature. It's the data normalization. So how we are going to use the data normalization? From here we are going to use the standard scalar for data x training scale and x test scale. Okay, we are going to normalize the data set. Then after that, so actually this is your program, main program. That's all. It's only 3 lines. So k equal to k neighbor classifier. So number of k I am going to assign here. So number of k here start from R number 3. R number 1 is not possible. From here also we are going to consider as a probability. The probability 50-50 is not suitable for even number. Okay, the probability, that's why we are going to choose 3. Okay, minimum. The maximum k value up to 21 we can use based on the data set. Okay, the size of the data set. From here I am using only k neighbor value equal to 3. Then kn and fit x train scaled. Scaled means what? Normalized data I am using, comma y train. That's all. Then predict and evaluate. So y prediction is equal to kn and predict x test scaled. That means from here model train After the model train, we are going to test the model. Okay, these three lines is our main program. Okay, after that, we are going to print our results. Okay, first one we are going to print the confusion matrix. Then next one is the classification report. So based on the KNN algorithm, how the unseen data and the test data are classified. Okay, then after that, these are the data are unseen data. That means these data are not available in your data set. Okay, training and testing data is not available these values. So now I am going to test evaluate our model with unseen data. Whether if this data are belongs to what category. Okay, the next one we are going to on the same scale and predict for the unseen data. Finally, we are going to print the output. What is the output? The prediction water impressed electrode, and another one is oil impressed electrode. So based on the electrode signals, whether the electrode is deep in oil or in water layer. Okay, that is our main objective. Okay, so once if you run this one, just you can go and run. So we get the output. So it's coming like this. This is the confusion matrix. So true positive, true negative, negative, and this is the positive negative. Okay, so these are the values. Based on these values, we are going to calculate these answers. So based on the data set, so unseen data set is oil impressed electrode. It is going to classify. Okay, so if you want the graphical design, so from here, if you want, you can open your data set. From here, this data set, so actually there are 10 intensity. So 10 electrodes are there, 10 intensity electrodes, and finally the target. The target is 1 and -1. Okay, one is the water, the -1 is the oil layer. It's a classification. So based on the 10 intensity of the sensor data, we are going to classify. So number of data set is nearly so 4,476. For this we can do any mathematical calculations. Okay, so that's the reason we move for algorithm. Okay. So you can change here the K value. Say instead of 3, 5, 7, so only odd number, not even number. So you can just check it's a different odd number, what is the result? Check. Just note up to 21, the K equal to up to 21. So what is the result of the unseen data?
I'll go advanced study. Last week, Friday, so I think I'm going to take
viewpoint, this one, this is normal.
Normal.
how to identify the different type of disease. Okay. So these are the program. So already I sent you the program.
Hey, check the Wi-Fi internet. You don't know that.
Amudan, the program மட்டும் அனுப்பிடுறேன் data set நான் கொடுத்தேன். From here we are using ANN algorithm. Okay, for this is positioned with the support of ECG signal. From here, this is the ANN model code. It's a very simple code. Remaining are same whatever we follow the previous code. Okay. So from here we have the different layers. From here I am using the one input layer, two hidden layer, one output layer. Okay. So from here we are using the classification of the different of disease. Okay. From here we are using the activation function. ANN is rectifier linear unit, ReLU function. Output is softmax. So if you run the model, actually this is take time because very lengthy data set. It slowly run each and every iterations and approaches. It should take time for from here only 50 approaches. So generally we are using 1000 or 10,000 approaches to reach the accuracy, high level accuracy. So here the accuracy we reach only 61% because of the approach is only 50. So instead of 50,000 or 10,000 approaches, we will increase our accuracy. Okay, I will give you this data set. Whenever you have free time, just you can run it. Okay, just increase the number of approaches instead of 50 into 1000 or 10,000 approaches. Then you can identify what is the disease. So this is the data set. So the time ECG signal, different type of disease. From here normal. Then some heart diseases. Ventricular. So nearly 7,500 data. Okay, normal, particular ventricular diseases. These are we are going to classify. It's a multi-class. The previous one is only binary. 1 or -1 from there we are classified. From here the multi-class. If it is normal or ventricular disease or particular disease of the based on your ECG signal. Okay, so I will share with you this code. So whenever you have free time, you can run and check different type of diseases. Okay.
Sir, actually, what is that, sir? Amplitude. Sir.
Sir, go ahead. You will come with like
They will do some kind of processing and they will bring that number.
अरे नहीं कॉल कर
See, I'm telling you, you directly talk to your servant that time. Just a call. See, now call this and that. I already informed them. You understand? Speak.
So the same procedure, load the synthetic ECG signal, then run the model. So hope you, I think at least the flavor of machine learning. At least you understand what is machine learning. So how to do the in Python coding. Okay, but actually this is we have to take more than 45 to 60 hours. Then only at least we have to first we have to do the mathematical calculation first. After that we have to write the algorithm. Then we have to identify the different type of data set. After that we are testing our data set. Okay, but directly writing the algorithm there is no use. You should know what is the background of mathematical operation. Okay. Okay, thank you.
So participant, is there any doubts? Is there any clarification required? You can ask me. Is there any?
If you take the
to give a vote of thanks.
On behalf of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, and IETE Student Forum, I thank Dr. Venkatesha Kumar sir from Amrita College of Engineering, Coimbatore, for sharing his valuable knowledge about harnessing machine learning for electronics engineering applications. I thank you, sir. You have given so much practical experience also to the within the half day. It's very good, sir. President for his constant support and our department HOD Dr. Jayalakshmi ma'am and Deputy HOD Dr. Sudhaman sir and my colleagues and especially Dr. to be Amudandan sir and my friends for the support in organizing the event. And finally, I thank all the students from the various colleges and our MGR University students for attending this workshop and gaining the recent knowledge about the AI also. Okay, AI based machine learning concept from the maybe it is an initial stage. We can organize this workshop 2 days or 3 days also in the future. Okay, we will keep in contact with through the IETE forum. Okay, thank you.